morning, a 4-day-old survives as couple children die from generator fume in Anambra State. It's quite pathetic, I must tell you. What are those laws, what are those legislature that need to be around these issues of use of generator set? Then alone, without spaces out there, no corridor, no balcony. I mean, it's quite terrible. Welcome on board this morning. The program Soludo Mosiedes here on 7FM 103.9. I'm the grandson of Nelson Mandela, the white man in the black man's skin. Hello there. My name is Nelson Wenyi, aka Nelson White. Anambra State Police Command yesterday confirmed the death of a couple, 2 children, and others from suspected generator fumes in their residence at Umpele Zunaka near Onitsha. When I joke, virtually every week there is a record of a family that actually died through generator fumes or something like that. I begin to wonder, what is the problem? Should we begin to look at the builders, or should we start looking at landlords who actually don't know what to do as far as regulations like this are concerned? There are issues concerning this. I mean, one, we put on the generator set and it lasts, till daybreak. There are some implications on that. There's some consequences. These are issues that we need to also look critically at, because we can't continue like this. Because if you look at the situation whereby we keep losing people because of negligence, because somebody somewhere refuses to apply the laws, refuses to understand the fact that we must not be living like those in a banana republic where everybody does everything anyhow. So, tata, acho kaineke na ya nifa, basatalo kande madu si ebindo, and the kind of laws that we should be looking at this point in time, whereby people are crying. Imagine a very sad headline right there, where just a 4-day-old survives as couple children die from generator fume in Anambra State, and this has happened, in different parts of the state or part of the country. The last 4 years, I could remember the one that happened. There was family of 7 in Rivers State. That is so pathetic, I must tell you. Meanwhile, I witnessed a middle-aged man identified as Ifeanyi, who hailed from Enugu State, and a trader at Onitsha Bridgehead Market had planned a surprise package of moving into a new apartment for his wife, who put to bed a few days ago. The witness, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said the mother-in-law and apprentice also suffocated to death while sleeping in the same building. So we need to be very careful about this, because a whole lot of sensitization should be going on now concerning people who just put on the generator set all through. This is Soludo Mosiedes, and today we are projecting it to the government to see, as a way of advocacy, to see if the government can come into this as a way of intervention now, to see how laws can be put in place to say, okay, these persons should stop using generator set at a particular time. Let me tell you, when I was living in Festac Town in Lagos, there was this law. If you like live in 4-story building, your generator set gotta be downstairs. There is a house for your generator set. If you are about 8 tenants around there, everybody have their generator set downstairs. One person is in charge, that is the gate man. All you just need to do is to call the gate man. He puts on your generator set at a particular time. By 11 p.m. it goes off. So these are some of the rules that landlords and chairman of compounds and even state laws should begin to look at and see how things can begin to work out from there. Because if this continues steadily, we are in a deep mess. Here are ways to avert death from generator fumes, as the Nation newspaper puts it. Do not leave generator sets overnight. That's one. Keep them far from the house. Safety should supersede your comforts. No matter how comfortable you love to be, safety first. Okay. Fumes from generator sets are deadly. The fumes from generator contain carbon monoxide, a poisonous, invisible, and odorless gas. When inhaled, carbon monoxide replaces oxygen in the tissues and can easily lead to death. So these are the issues on ground. Another warning there says keep the exhaust pipe facing the open air. The fumes emitted by generators also have long-term hazards as a possible cause of lung cancer. So these are the issues we are talking about. Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health, State House of Assembly should begin to look at this situation, because it is time for us to, the primary function of the government is to protect lives and property. So that's number one. And if it takes anything to protect lives and property, I think the government should stand up to that and do that, because we cannot continue to lose our loved ones because we want to have comfort. That's on one side. Now, if you look at the Ministry of Housing, they should begin to look at some level of understanding in the angle of building construction. I mean, it's so annoying. You come to a compound, everybody just put generators at anyhow, because probably the builder has not considered any other thing. There are some houses without balcony, some houses without passage, nowhere to even place your generator set. You need to start do some whole level of construction. So on the market, you can inform, because we cannot continue like this. So what can we do basically at this point in time to see how as a people we don't allow such things to happen again? They can know what I can know, just 4 years old, 4 years old. If I are calling them moto, because you need to begin to wonder how this child is going to grow up. If we I don't see a generator. All of a sudden, nobody is there anymore. It's quite pathetic. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. So this is a warning to us out there as citizens, as indigents. We have that responsibility to make sure that we don't throw caution to wind. We don't neglect the necessity of lives. I mean, I can't imagine how somebody will leave generator, on Naso. The smoke, you feel so comfortable with that. So there should be a law, either through the Ministry of Environment, or whichever way you want to put it, or even Ministry of Health. Let us take that seriously, because we cannot see our people going down the drain just like that. So at this point in time, I wanted to get more details about this situation. The celebration continued into the night before they all slept off and didn't remember to switch off the generator. You could imagine that. The next morning, a friend who was supposed to join them in the celebration but couldn't meet up went to the deceased house, only to discover that the doors were locked with the generator still on. So they had enough fuel. That's what it means. After knocking for some time without response, he alerted other neighbors, who forced the door open and saw the lifeless bodies. It was only the 4-day-old baby that survived. Some will attribute that to miracle, which is possible, but there are a whole lot of things around that. The witness added that the wife and one of the daughters were still unconscious when they were rushed to the hospital, but efforts to resuscitate them, including placing them on oxygen, failed, and they were pronounced dead. So this is what actually happened, according to eyewitness report. Alright, manager of St. Charles Borromeo Hospital, Onitsha, Reverend Father Izuno Kongfu, also confirmed that only the newborn baby was in a stable condition when they arrived at the hospital. So, how can we find ourselves in such situation? Some would say it could be out of negligence, Some will say probably everybody out of happiness. Some people went high and they forgot the right thing to do. Ụfọdụ ga na-asịkwa n'ọkwa aka ndị ọjọọ bịakwa wee banye n'ime nke a wee mee nke ọzọ wee mee. Autopsy will reveal a whole lot of things as we are waiting on that one. But the truth of the matter is this. We need to begin to look at how to live in an environment that promotes sanity. An environment that promotes law and order. An environment that promotes, what my friends will call total decorum. That is exactly totalum decorum. That is exactly what you should be looking at. Total orderliness. That is exactly what you should be looking at this day. Here on Soludo must hear this. Kedu ife ịchọ ka gọvanọ nọ n'efe a? Ịchọ ka ọ kpọkwuo the ministries ka fa banye ọrụ. Kenekena anya n'ife gbasatalụ ka mmadụ ga-esi nnọọ buy generator all of a sudden as na the whole family wiped out. Ụdị ife a dọrọ mma na ntị ka ọ na-adị mma n'anya. You get it now? So at this point in time, I want us to strategize as a way of advocacy, as a way of intervention. This is just one of the reported cases, but I must tell you something. There are many of these cases happening in different parts of the country. Some reported, some underreported, some never got to see reportage. But the truth of the matter is this. How can we solve this problem? This is very key, so disturbing to the core. There are so many solutions to these issues. I've told you the issues of putting laws around environment and health. But the legislation should also cover a whole lot of issues. Who will implement this? Is it the landlord that will come and tell you, that is the one part. Another part is the fact that the builders are not building constructively. They just I've seen a house that was built, in a palo, where bana room. Sina room, bana kitchen. No corridor, no passage, no balcony, house just and no stayed in Abayedia. So somebody need to speak out. Somebody need to start saying something. Where will the children play? Where will I put my generator set? How many meters away? These are things we should be talking about. How far should my generator set be from my window? You understand? And how far should these go in order to rearrange the whole place and all that? These are issues we need to be looking at. You don't just pack into a building just because you are desperate and you need somewhere to drag your family into. But the most important things, the right questions are not being asked. So landlords, caretakers and tenants and chairmen of different compounds should take responsibility at this point in time. Ode fe mezina.